Adios Soldiers. It's officially fall, which means I can bring out all my dark lipsticks. It's not black if you're wondering, it's like a really dark purple. It's pretty fabulous. You'll also have to excuse the lack of videos in the last couple weeks. It got really crazy in my life all of a sudden, and then Fashion Week happened. I should get that vlog up very soon, and then I got sick. So I know this is kind of late, and I'm sorry. September was a fantastic month for books, and as you can imagine, I kind of bought a couple. The first one I read that everyone knows that I've read, that I'm always very excited about to have read, is Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, because hello! 5th in the Throne of Glass series. There was some controversy before this came out with internet people being like, oh, I don't like how she portrayed this race or person or culture or something or other, and I'm gonna burn all the books, oh, they're so bad. So I went into this very skeptical, but I can say it's just some trolls trolling along because there was nothing wrong with this. The series is going in a very interesting direction that I really was not expecting from the beginning. I know that's what some people don't like about this series, but that's what I really like about this series, how it just keeps building and building and building with every single book that comes out, and this did not disappoint. Another book I read in 2 days was Crooked Kingdoms by Leigh Bardugo, which has been very highly anticipated. It has red pages because, as everyone knows, the first 6 of Crows had black pages, black like my soul. The first one being a Russian folklore-inspired heist novel. The second one was a Russian-inspired heist novel. There are some things that I'm kind of iffy about this, like I thought it was just going to be duology, but this makes me think that it's going to be more, and I did kind of want a little bit more romance in it, but I did get that lovely ending that's very heartfelt instead of romantic, and I really enjoyed that, especially the character growth in this of everyone, actually. Another book I will not shut up about is Nevernight by J. Kristoff, because hot damn! This is an Italian Venetian type fantasy world where the main character Mia can control shadows. She goes off to become an assassin in the Red Church so that she can rightfully avenge her parents who were wrongly labeled as traitors and killed when she was little. This book had everything in it. There's some kick-ass girls, there's some really awesome dude characters, the teachers in this church of assassins are like hella mega badass, we get some really awesome murder mystery, we get shadow control, and we get sand krakens. Like, what? You don't need anything else, really. Another fantasy novel that I read is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter, which was really friggin' weird, to be honest. It has to do with the whole Cinderella story, but also with the idea of Baba Yaga, which is another Russian-inspired folktale character, and I really liked the idea of this like 3-day curse kind of thing and like having to do the impossible, but it was set in a weird world and the characters oddly developed. Like, you're gonna have to read it yourself and tell me what you think of it, because it's just really weird, and I still don't know if I liked it or not. One book that I adored was 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Holy guacamole, petroleum jelly. Like, this was holy crap. In this fantasy world, you have 3 sister princesses. You have Catherine the Poisoner, Marabella the Elementalist, and Arsinoe the Naturalist. And they're all competing in this trial to become queen, where 2 of them are going to have to die so that the 3rd one may rise above. Of course, you have the politics of all the cities and the like priestesses and governments behind each of the princesses and why they're trying to get their own princess on the throne. It's going to be a part of a series, and you can bet your ass I'm going to read the rest of them. And the cover? This is just... oh, it's so beautiful! Moving on to something hella creepy. I know this technically came out in August, but I'm adding it to September, and that is The Call by Peter O'Gillen. I'm definitely not saying that right, but your name's Gaelic, and I can't pronounce that for the life of me. I'm Gaelic. That doesn't even really make sense. The Call, a creepy-ass fairy story that rocked my world. The idea is that kids between the ages of 11-ish and 18 will someday get the call, where they will be transported into fairyland for an entire day, and if they survive that entire day, then they get pushed back into our dimension. And fairyland is this like hell world of mutated creatures and talking heads, and it's terrifying. The only thing I had to complain about is that all the action kind of happened at the very end, and I would have liked it to be a little bit more, well, spread, you know? Another book that creeped the hell out of me is A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir, which is the 2nd book in her Ember in the Ashes series. Everybody in this book is getting tortured, being tortured and then put to death, being tortured and put to death, and then being tortured to death. like everybody gets slaughtered. There is an entire genocide of a people. There are people getting killed left, right, and center for political advances. I still don't know if I really like where this series is going because it kind of was having one side and then it just kind of went right off. And then we have this whole thing with Elias that you know, if you read that, you know what I'm talking about. That I'm like, how is this gonna work? How's this gonna, I don't know. I'm a little iffy on that, but I was very anxious reading it. And as an anxious person, that's not always good, but I had to put this book down multiple times and like calm myself and then keep reading because it was that intense. Another fantasy book that I finished this month is A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. We got the whole like Victorian London was taken over by demons, have this girl that goes and trains so she can have power so she can go defeat the demons, and then, oh my god, family secrets. And the thing that I really like about this book especially is the characters, because there are people that were introduced to me that when I first saw them I was like, I don't like you, oh my god, go away, you're just gonna be this annoying like love interest, you're gonna be this annoying best friend type archetype, but they're not, and by halfway through I was like, oh god damn it, okay, I like you. So if you like the whole like Victorian London with magic aspect, I think this is a really cool idea and you should check it out, plus it's shiny! Last fantasy novel that I read this month is The Masked City by Guinevere Cogman, which is the second in her Invisible Library series. And if you don't know, the first one is basically about this library that exists outside of time and space, and the people that are the librarians go to alternate dimensions and realities to get special editions of books for this library. Original book where we go to another kind of Victorian London-esque world. In here we go to a Venetian type world with lots of masks and dragons and kind of fae lore, and I really enjoyed this. Moving on to something slightly different with a contemporary I adored, friggin' loved, amen, yes, loved Girl Man's Up by M.E. Gerard. This is one of the first books I've ever read that has a lesbian slash queer slash non-binary main character, and the idea of this girl named Pen having to be in her very strict Portuguese family gender roles between her and her brother, and there is a very big bullying aspect of this novel that doesn't necessarily have to do with the fact that she's LGBT, and a nice love thread that was actually pretty cute. This is, I think, a fantastic start into a new wave of new LGBTQ books that aren't necessarily just a young gay boy. A book that I'm reading right this second is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Nev, and All the Right Places I adored. It tugged on every heartstring I had. I wanted to hug everybody after I read the book. And the characters are really interesting because the girl character used to be America's fattest teen, and now she's lost like half the weight that she used to be. She's trying to integrate herself back into high school while still dealing with her weight, then like her own personal demons. And then the other character has a condition that I can't pronounce. Hold on. Prosopagnosia? And it means that he can't recognize faces, that he's face blind. So he has the most interesting mental processes, and I really want to know how she wrote him so well, because at first I was a little iffy. Alright, how are you gonna write that? Like, I don't know if it's gonna be that great. But they're both so personable, and you just want to be friends with both of them because they're awesome. Last two are books that I have not read yet, the first of which being Nev Envoy by Ellen Potter, which I thrifted. I'm pretty sure it was Erin of the Word Nerds. I'm pretty sure she told me about this because this has like a Lemony Snicket slash Tim Burton-esque type creepy feel. Family of creepy siblings that get sent off to this like English countryside beach cottage type place with their aunt, and then there's these rumors going around town, these paranormal creatures, and I don't know, this sounds awesome. And the last book that I have in this haul, I'm very excited to start, I'm probably going to start after Holding Up the Universe, is Bright Smoke, Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge. This is a Romeo and Juliet inspired fantasy novel that has to do with more than just Romeo and Juliet, and I really love that because we're bringing in not only existing characters, we're bringing them in a more influential way, and we're also bringing in new characters to the story that don't necessarily have to do with anything with Romeo and Juliet, but we're just gonna shove them in this world. I loved Cruel Beauty, so if this is anything like that, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. Okay. There you have it! There's my haul! I'm done! Ta-da! You can't see this, but my cat is sitting on my bed right now and I feel so honored. Like, maybe she actually loves me. Let's be real, she's probably just waiting here until I can give her food. Leave down below if you have read any of these, you want to fangirl about any of these, because I know a lot of you want to fangirl about Empire of Storms and Nevernight and Crooked Kingdoms, so get commenting down there. Click over here to like the video and click over here to subscribe. Hope you guys are having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!